Bonjour, everyone. Red wine, cheese, cigarettes, baguettes. We surrender. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this guy is the Canadian French type. Canadian bacon, ice hockey, socialized medicine, maple syrup. Anyways, I'm the Canadian CJ Metal, and today I'm skating to Mosaic 1, Love in the Ardor by Unrequited. Ardor means passion, so the title is basically Love in the Passion? What is this, Passion of the Christ or something? I don't know, I don't get it. I mean, isn't love and passion kind of, like, similar? But what do I know? The album's title's in French, so I don't speak French, and that's what Google Translate said, so I'm honestly just going with that. If you are unfamiliar with Unrequited, and again, I think that's how you say it, I honestly don't know, then you wouldn't know all his albums are actually all instrumentals. I mean, there is some screams, but they aren't words, so I guess it still counts as an instrumental album. I also want to point out that this is actually a one-man band, so there's actually only one guy behind all of this. I mean, I honestly don't think I could ever make an album by myself, but, props to him anyways. Anyways, let's get back to the album. So, released in 2018, this album does quite an excellent job of portraying emotions with music and without using any lyrics. To make it even better, these emotions are actually spread across the album as movements. So some of the emotions I recognized were like things like joy, sadness, wonder, and some other ones too. And of course, these emotions can't just be performed with using one instrument, so we have a variety of instruments being used, including piano, synth, distorted guitar, clean guitar, acoustic guitar, violins, etc., etc. Obviously, you got your bass and drums in there too, but I just figured that was just assumed that would already be in there, and it really does all come together to make quite a nice album. So the reason I mention all these different instruments is because when you start playing with other instruments and you start trying to vary the sound, it can get quite messy. You have to know when to use each instrument and how to incorporate that sound into like the overall mix of things. I mean, I've heard a lot of progressive bands, especially in the progressive death metal genre, that try to mix all these different sounds, but it usually fails, and that's usually what leads me to disliking a lot of progressive death metal, unless you're Opeth. Opeth is good. However, this guy actually knew what he was doing, and the mixture of all these instruments actually blend quite nicely together, and they kind of bleed into each other. So there isn't any stop and then start with a new instrument kind of thing, or anything like that. It's a very smooth transition. By the way, this album is actually post-black metal, not progressive, or at least so I'm told. So I know I mentioned progressive, but this isn't a progressive album. This is a post-black metal album, so just thought I'd throw that in. Anyways, let's get back to the album. So one of the interesting things that at least I thought was cool with this album was that the song titles actually matched the music being played. So the first track is called Sunrise. The music is uplifting and beautiful, just like a sunrise. No shit. The second track is called Dreamscape. The music moves into a darker and heavier kind of mood, but it still maintains that dream feeling or that feeling of beyond and stuff like that. On the third track, Radiant, the music returns to a nicer, more beautiful, angelic kind of sound. On the fourth track, Balance, the music fluctuates between being hard, soft, loud, not loud, and stuff like that. So the title kind of makes sense that it's balanced because it actually did feel quite balanced. The last track, Permanence, takes influences really from all the other tracks before it, and it really brings them all into a nice closing track, or at least so I thought. So if you're looking for something with an emotional tone that's easy flowing and has some black metal influences in it, then I would highly recommend checking out this album. I'm actually not normally a fan of post-black metal. A lot of the post-black metal I feel is off balance because they try to blend black metal with post-rock elements, and most of the time it usually just falls apart for me. But this one's definitely an exception. And this album's going to get a 9.5 out of 10 from me. All right, everyone. Hope you're all having a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend to like and subscribe as well. All right, everyone. Have a fantastic day.